Hey folks, please enjoy this clip from our show, which you can find every single day at 4 p.m. Eastern exclusively on Rumble. We've been doing the best shows we've ever done, completely free of censorship and on a platform that actually supports us. You can also support us on Locals, where you can access a ton of exclusive content, movie riffs, as well as an archive of over 1,000 full episodes going back as far as 7 years. We've also teamed up with Merch Engine to bring you a new lineup of really awesome quality shirts, hoodies, and now even hats. So come check out our untethered, uncensored show on Rumble every single weekday at 4 p.m. Eastern. You stupid idiots.
Guys, thank you for being here. We have a guest, Merch. Can you set it up and I'll put him on the screen?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I believe second time on the program, right?
No, first.
First
No,
time?
we were on his program. That's why you're confused.
I drink a lot, okay? And we get all fucked up time zones. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Slightly Offensive show right here on Rumble, science denier, conspiracy theorist, white supremacist, right-wing dissident terrorist, Elijah Schaffer.
Is there anything we missed? Did we miss anything?
You could have just said I'm cool. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
right.
that
would have.
You could have said this is a cool guy, and they'd have been like, "Oh, anti-Semitic, racist,
Guys,
sexist, misogynistic." You didn't have to waste your breath.
He's real cool.
Yeah.
You catch my drift. What's up, man?
Thanks for being on, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm really happy to be on here. You know, the LGBTQ month is coming up,
Yes.
and we're in Black History Month right now, so it's basically like back-to-back shitty people celebration months, and I'm happy to be in the middle of two steamy men here celebrating. You know what I like to call, I mean, like it's already shitty months, two shitty people left
Yeah.
and the right, and so it just seems very fitting to be smushed between. And I'd say this is maybe my first time in this position on the show,
But do you like
as we
it?
know backstage, it's not my first time in this position with you two.
Well, that's so. Listen,
Look, I'm confused. Wait a minute. Is it March? I thought the fags had like June or July or some shit. Like they like it when it's warm out and they get to
I
wear
don't
their mesh
know.
tank
When-
tops.
Hey, Virgie, you're gay.
No.
When is this?
It's March?
What? Huh?
No. You're confused because it's gay month in Australia right now.
Oh,
So it's 8 months in
you guys get a
Australia.
whole
They get-
different month. Okay.
Wow, so you're suffering on both ends.
Oh wow, that sucks.
Yes, it's Mardi Gras month, which is the gay month. So you get AIDS in 2 ways because you're using unprotected sex with black hoes, which is a way
Right.
to get AIDS. And then, or you're having bareback unprotected sex with men, which you can get AIDS. So it's more like an AIDS awareness month for me. I consider this like a disease sort of awareness type of period of my life. And, the nice thing is I want to let you guys know something. A very, very good thing they did down here is they painted all of the streets gay flags, which
We do
apparently
that
is a
too,
very
yeah.
good idea. They're doing that in Florida now as well. So I just got to say shout out to the gays for putting your flag where it belongs.
Yeah. Did you saw that dude? That fucking guy in Florida, that kid, he was a kid in Florida, is getting a felony for doing something we all did like idiot teens because it was a pride flag. It is so.
Yeah, it's a hate crime. You shouldn't do hate crimes. Sorry.
Well, that's like your opinion,
Yeah,
man.
you better be real careful this month with your fucked up gay month. I didn't know they had it in March. Like everything's wrong in Australia. Fucking toilets go the wrong way. They call it kangaroo pox.
It's
Like everything's
it's-
different down there. It's very confusing.
Well, this is the thing is that the gay month is for the bottoms because we're in the bottom part of the globe. So we're in the bottom hemisphere. It's bottom
tops.
gay month, and then top gay month is over
Right.
in that month. Also, we have Black History Month every single month with the Aboriginals here. Just reminding people to explain how much of a net negative Black communities are on the tax burden. Now, I didn't say net negative on society because God knows I like to spend my money on Black communities. I desire to send more of it, actually. That's my ultimate goal. But it only costs $32 billion a year for universal health care in this country, which is a lot of money, until you find out that they give $40 billion a year to the Aboriginals so they can buy alcohol. So that's, that's that they spend more on Aboriginals
They're like our Seminoles.
tax programs
They're
than
like
their
our
own health care.
They're like our Seminoles here in Florida. That's so funny because it's the same thing. They get like $3,000 a kid, right? The Seminoles here. If they have a kid, $3,000 a kid a month. A kid a month, okay? So none of them have jobs. They just have kids. And then all they do is spend money at strip clubs and on booze.
My greatest income day shift strip club when I worked in Miami were the Seminoles. They come in like clockwork, 2 p.m. every day, and they'd be fucking shithouse.
Well, that's
drunker
because
than shithouse rap by 6.
that guy's Indian name was Runs on Time, so that's why he was.
They would be there for the free fucking lunch buffet, and then they would get hammered, and they'd spend all their fucking money.
Hey, I wanted to say sorry, Elijah, that your YouTube episode got taken down, the one that we were on. Like,
Yeah,
what was
that
that
sucks.
about?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, speaking of the Seminoles, Seminole fluid, there's a lot of jokes to be made there, so good on them for that. So actually, okay, this is actually a serious thing. Whether you're familiar with me or not, I'm actually going to do a shameless plug here and tell you guys, please follow my Rumble channel, Slightly Offensive, because we did an episode together, and it just developed this morning. It actually just got worse on YouTube. So we made a video about the secret Jew tunnels of New York City, which I know sounds like a really anti-Semitic title, if it literally wasn't what's actually happening, right? So it'd be being like Jews killing 12,000 kids for the hell of it video, and you'd be like, that's kind of anti-Semitic, but it's also true.
I remember that episode. The one thing that we kept laughing because you were just reading the news. I remember you were just reading a news story,
and we were
giggling because we're like, "This is all real," and we're laughing, and we're like, "If we made this up, we would be in trouble." And even though it's real, you still got in trouble.
Well, what gets worse about this is not that I got in trouble; it's the reason they gave me. So they took the video down and said that discussing the New York tunnels is an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. That's literally what they gave me as a reason when I discussed with them. They said it was an anti-Semitic conspiracy that targeted a protected group. But they didn't just take that video down. They also took down one more video that was called Ben Shapiro Goes Full Mental, about him excited about the war in Gaza, because the ADL sanctioned Ben Shapiro as one of the most attacked Jewish people of the last couple of years. So now Ben Shapiro is now a part of the protected class. I'll let you put the 2 and 2 together why he might be considered protected. So Ben Shapiro is now on the side of the ADL, and the ADL is protecting Ben Shapiro. And they came after our video. They didn't say that we said anything anti-Semitic. They didn't say that we made any Jew jokes, which we might have. I don't even remember. But they said that the actual discussion of the tunnels is just a conspiracy, and it's meant to denigrate Jews. And to me, that makes me rethink everything about all of history. If I can pull up a video right now on X and show people Jews crawling out of sewers, which I wish didn't happen. I think that's what we were talking about, right?
No,
I wish that didn't happen.
It felt like bait. And it worked. It was bait. It was like bait.
I was like that. Remember the meme of the kid with the vein in his head?
Yeah.
The day I saw the mattress coming out of that tunnel, I was like, oh, I'm trying to control myself.
It was fucking you. So you're not allowed. Okay, first off, you're not even allowed to notice. But you're not. If you do notice, you're not allowed to say what you looked at. Look here. I'll tell you this. We were on YouTube for a very, very long time. And we got so many strikes, and it was one of those, like, after 90 days it went away and whatever, and you play the game. And one of the worst things I found about YouTube is the self-censoring that you do. Like, you catch yourself self-censoring when you're doing a show, and because you want to keep your account. It's your source of income. We got kicked off. Our last strike was, and I love this because it's true, and I have a screenshot of it and everything, for cyberbullying Jeffrey Epstein. After he died, we cyberbullied
Well, that
him.
video had been up for a while, so I'm thinking maybe we bullied him into dying, and that was their theory.
No. That video was still after he died. It was after he died.
Maybe we made him kill himself.
Then we're No, we're not Hillary Clinton. There's no way we did that.
Yeah.
There's no,
well, dude,
there's no way.
You're 100% correct. Look, I think I got to get on the phone with Rumble and tell them that I'm actually ready to. If they want to, I'd love if they want to do something to go full streaming on Rumble, because I think I'm ready to take it. I mean, I have a big audience and we can go. I'm only doing part of my streaming on Rumble. We're still getting a couple thousand live viewers now per episode, but we can go more. But the reason why this is freaking nuts is because this is how I know they target. So they took down 3 videos at the same time a couple days ago and go, hey, we're taking these all down. We did a manual review of your channel. Then they sent me an email this morning saying they did a second review and took down more videos and now have locked me out of my channel. When I'm going, but you just did a manual review a week ago or a few days ago, and you found the videos that violated your policy, And now what you're doing is you're doing another review and you missed some stuff, and that's my fault that you missed some stuff. So now I'm locked out of my channel. And it's going, dude, look, when I asked them what it was that it is, they told me that, discussing black crime is considered racist. It's considered targeting the black community, covering crime statistics. And the thing is like, look, I understand that they don't want to admit the truth. Susan Wojcicki's son is dead because she didn't want to admit the truth. And I'm not celebrating her son being dead, but as Owen Benjamin pointed out, he had videos taken down talking about the gangs and the cartels and fentanyl trafficking, and they took those videos down of his for racism. And now her son is dead, okay, from fentanyl overdose, allegedly. And it's like, look, we're not celebrating that, but there's real consequences to trying to, pretend that narratives aren't real. We've seen the white allies getting murdered in their homes. We see people getting stabbed on the street. There is a real consequence for this shit. But the people that are controlling this shit, they don't even realize, like Susan Wojcicki doesn't even realize she's a pawn in this. This is bigger than her, right? This is bigger than YouTube. They do not care. They will sacrifice us. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to create Fight Like Hell t-shirts. But I am going to tell you.
What about Fight Like Hell?
Fight Like Hell with your pregnant wife t-shirts.
Pregnant wife shirts.
We have those.
I ran into.
You can buy those on ROTCstore.com. ROTC store. This is a real story. We'll tell you a fun story.
This is a real story. We went to the GOP debates in Miami. We were at the local studio.
Yeah.
And I was outside. It was hot, so I'd taken my dress jacket off, and I was outside smoking a cigarette.
He was wearing this shirt.
And I was wearing Fight Like Hell with your pregnant wife.
This moment was so rough.
And some old guy walks up to the front door of Locals, and we had the GOP debate. Like, we had already had our laminates on. So he goes, "Oh, you're here for the debate? Yeah, are you guys here with Locals? How do I get in to see Locals? You have to get buzzed in."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, type in a code. They'll buzz you in. Hang on, bup, bup, bup."
Here we go.
So I'm helping him in, and Royce is standing there with me, and then the old man goes, "Hey, where'd you get that shirt?" And I went, "Oh,
it's a parody shirt."
I was like, "Yeah, we sell this on our website." And he goes, "What do you mean you sell that on your website?" He goes, "Yeah, I thought that was a Steven Crowder shirt." And I said, "Well, no, this is a parody shirt." And he's like, "Yeah, because Steven Crowder's my son."
It was his dad.
And I was like,
on fucking God, it was his dad. And we were like, oh, God.
Steven Crowder's dad, Steven Crowder?
Well, Steven Crowder's dad was there, and he saw it.
Yeah, Steven Crowder's dad is named Steven Crowder.
Yeah, Steven Crowder Sr.
He's like, "Steven Crowder's my son." And I'm like, And then I just turned around and smoked my cigarette facing the street.
Yeah.
And I just turned my back to him, and Royce is like, "Mother," and I'm like, "Go get my
No,
jacket."
it gets worse. He left his jacket inside. I'm like, listen, I went to go fucking get the
now
jacket.
I'm stuck outside alone with Steven Crowder's dad. Well, he goes in with, or no, that's right. You were already inside. You had come out.
You know what? I should have left out the back door and just left you there. That would have been funnier,
So
actually.
then I'm like, Steven Crowder's dad goes in there, and I'm like, and he's like, "We gotta get out of here. That was so fucking awkward." And I'm like, I never get embarrassed. And I was like, "Oh my God." So then we're sitting there, I go, "Let me just finish the cigarette." We were waiting for one other thing. And then I think we were waiting for whatever. You had to get something else. You came back. Oh, that's when you went to get my jacket. You come back out, and in the time he was getting my jacket to come back out, Bill Richmond walks up to the fucking door.
Yeah, his
he's
lawyer.
Like, "Gentlemen," I'm like, the code is 308 or whatever.
We gotta leave.
Punch in 308 to let you in. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, this is good news because I feel like some people over there don't like me, but I didn't have anything as bad with people at Rumble.
They hate us.
Like,
They hate us.
so star child.
They hate us.
Yeah, they hate
Rumble
us.
hates you?
Yeah, and they still pay us.
They,
so
but I think they hate us. I mean, but
hate us.
that being said, we're good. We get good numbers. Our numbers are good. You know, and our audience is really good. I mean, they put us on the front page all the time. I mean, so I'm not gonna bitch about that. But I mean, here's the thing. I think we're troublemakers. I think because we're always poking. We always poke. We don't play well with other people. Like, and not for any other reason, but we goof on people, and that's what we do. And there's some people that we don't like, and I'm sure, Elijah, if sometimes you go, "Wow, man, if I just was nicer or played the game, I'd be in a better position."
If I was a faggot,
yeah, exactly.
Literally just got off the phone with Fleckas. He's another creator.
Oh yeah, I follow
telling
Fleckas.
him like we're under attack, and I'm not gonna call out other people. I do play a little nicer than you guys, but I'm learning there's no reason why though, because like. I do have information that can lead to the death of Hillary Clinton, and also can lead to the death of many people in the industry.
Right.
I've worked in the back end of it, so I do know a lot of what goes on, and I know what people are really like. But I don't really care, because I'm too worried about my own life and my own stuff. But I know that they don't care about reality, and the reason why I know this is I've worked with people and hired people who have worked for these people, and the employees have gotten mad at me because like they'll put something up that's objectively untrue on the internet. Like they'll write a post or like share a video on my Twitter, which it's mostly me on my Twitter, but occasionally they'll share stuff intentionally for the show or something like this. This is not anyone, at the moment. So I'm not talking shit on anyone that works for me, and like I'll be like, hey, text them like, please, I'm deleting your post because that's just like not a true statement. And you should fact check yourself, and like, please don't share stuff onto my main Twitter page. That's not true. I even if it's a news story, and it's like, oh, well, I used to do it for this person all the time. And I go, yeah, well, that person might be okay with lies, but I'm not okay with lies. And it's like, well, they argue with you like, well, who really cares? I mean, people love that shit, or it goes viral. And you're going, who cares if it's going viral? It's a lie. It's not true. Take that shit down. And then it's like, but you're going, who are you? And I know who they were working for. These are big name people. Yeah. That's why I hire them, because they work for big name. They knew what they were doing. But it's like, what the fuck? So you worked with people, and they knew you were putting up something false, but because it was willing to go viral, they didn't care. Well, how are you any better than the fuckers in the mainstream media that you claim to be against?
But because it's all about clicks.
Because our lies are the opposite.
Right.
We're lying because we're lying for good reasons.
Not to get too nitty gritty, but we know a lot of people that work at different places and different conservative places. We're friends with a lot of different people. And the one thing I will say that I'm sure Merce will agree with me about Rumble that I do like is that we still own all our stuff. All our stuff is ours. Our socials are ours. Everything is ours. And I know how some of these other deals are where you give up your YouTube channel, you give up everything. And don't get me wrong, it's hard to say no because the money's good. I know the money's good. But a lot of people take over your life, and then your viewpoint's not your viewpoint anymore, and then you have to walk around basically minefields, Like I know sometimes when we've done a couple shows over, at Stein's show over at The Blaze, like we can pretty much talk about anything, but you can't talk about the vaccine. You cannot because they don't want to lose that YouTube channel. Yeah. You'll get popped, and you just can't bring it up. And it's like, so even a lot of these places that are supposed to be bastions of free speech, right? They're not really, not if all your content's on YouTube, not if you're like Daily Wire relying on money from YouTube for you to get paid. You're not really free speech. It's not like you're building your own platform. You're just piggybacking off of one that's already broken.
Yeah, you can't trust YouTube. They're just going to steal all your money so they can give their kids Fent.
Yeah.
And send them to nice colleges.
Yeah.
Dude, but it's without complaining, because I'm more of a solutions-driven person. Yeah. I did leave the mainstream conservative platforms, and it is interesting because I'm not going to go into the details, but I was already on my way out, and they made sure that it was as nasty of a breakup as possible. And luckily, I fended myself really well. And the damage they tried to do to me didn't work. Okay, and I don't put it past these people to try to do more nasty shit, because if they can't have you, it's not enough that you leave, it's enough that they try to ruin your life, because they want to send a message. It's not even about you. It's about this power and control of like, if you don't want to play by the rules, then you can leave, but you're not going to leave without a few broken bones. You're not going to leave without being fucked up. You're going to leave with black eyes, a broken leg, and a fucking, popped lung. And we're going to let people know that like, you can get out of this, but you're going to lose money, you're going to lose your safety, you're going to lose your reputation. And so they come after you in a way that is a political con hit job, right? It's in the name, Con Inc. But I don't really care, because that's all the past. So I beat all that. I beat their bullshit, sending their attack dogs out and all that shit. And fuck those people. They can all go to hell, suck a fucking dick, I would tell them, except for the fact that most of them like doing that. So it's really not an offensive statement.
Yeah, I saw Lady Ballers.
Yeah. So exactly. So it's like, so fuck these people. But then you move on, and it's like, what I think is why the faggotry and why these people continue at it, though, is like, I've invested a lot of my life, a lot of my energy in, been involved in high profile journalism cases from Kyle Rittenhouse, shootings to the impeachment of Donald Trump to January 6 inquisitions. My work has been used. I've been called upon. I've been questioned.
Weren't you
And
at
I've
a
been-
George
I-
Floyd thing where you got your fucking head like almost cracked in?
Yes, I don't have any right here. I don't have. There's no feeling anywhere in my face. It's all the nerves were pulled out. I had
I remember
surgery.
that. He was he was in one of the, he went
Yeah.
in one of the goddamn department stores and just came out and was fucking split open and shit. And I was watching that video that night live going, why'd you go in there? How bad do you need the scoop?
Well,
Go home.
But that's okay to punch Nazis now, so that was fine. I'm sure the person didn't even get in trouble. Because you're allowed, right? You're allowed to beat up white people. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he was in the middle of a burning
He
department
doesn't
store in the
care.
middle of the riots.
He
And I'm like,
doesn't
go home. Go home.
Listen, one of our greatest conservatives' minds, Ben Shapiro, says that the browning of America is fine by him. He doesn't care. He's fine with it. He thinks it's good.
What part of
It's
America is Israel?
Well, somebody's got to press the elevator button for him on Saturday. And mow his lawn. Yeah. Part of
Who's
America.
going to clean your toilets, Mr. Trump?
Yes.
Who's going to clean your toilets? Hey, it's like, I don't give a damn about the browning of America. It's like, you know what? I don't give a damn about the browning of Israel. How about that? So, I guess we're both, we know what sides we're on. But that's the problem, man, is it's not about being against like Con Inc. There's these people that are against Con Inc. It's not about being against, the faggotry because of jealousy or whatever. It's more like because I've worked in it and I actually give a damn. And I think that's what the difference is. I have a son, and I have a growing family. And I look at my country. I look at the United States. I'll be back there very soon. I look at Australia. And I look at New Zealand, Canada, the United Kingdom, etc., these Western bastions of culture, of thought, of development. And, I don't see the places getting better the more diverse they are. They're getting objectively worse. I don't see net positives giving women more authority, more power, more influence. I see a country and a political system run by emotion. I don't think black people in general make great neighbors. Not because all black people are evil, but because I look at crime stats,
Property
heat maps, and I
values.
look where
I care about my property value
Exactly.
too. I care about my property value, and that's important to me. But
Yeah, but
it's-
who doesn't care about this shit? That's why I hate these people.
But you
because
can't be honest.
They're rich.
Because you can't be honest, and it doesn't affect them. It never affects them. And look, a lot of the reasons we got a lot of shit was because we were going after Con Inc. very early, and everyone thought I was going to be these heroes. I go, no, these people are. I've said it. It's like, for me, it's like a lot of it is just. It's basically just the mainstream media, but with coffee sponsorships, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I like the whole parallel economy, but the problem is, like you pointed out earlier, if you don't play the game, you get boxed out of that too. So it's just a matter of survival. It's like everybody says they want that you should be able to say what you want to say, but you keep getting locked out of all of these communities, and you're not allowed to say anything. I mean, you're in Australia now. I have to ask you, that place is a place that like used to be cool, and it got so bad so fast. Is everyone just gay there now? Except
Some people are bisexual.
except for Dusty Bogan. He's cool. We love him. He's our boy.
Dusty Bogan is a fucking legend,
Yeah.
but everybody else
He is.
seems.
He is. But some people are just bisexual out here. Not everyone is fully gay.
Yeah.
But no, it is bad, dude. And I think people do not realize the level of cuckery. Like people have been seeing a lot of these slut videos going around of girls talking about getting railed 365 days in the year, every day, getting 12 bodies in 7 days. And someone tagged me and was like, "Is it that bad in Australia?" And I go, "Yeah." I went out and asked people their body counts, and the average I got was somewhere around 80 by the age of 23. And girls are leaving high school with 25 to 25 bodies now.
And
That's
and
disgusting. Where are these places in Australia? So I know where to avoid. Because I don't want to
it's
fucking run into
disgusting.
one of them.
White women with brunette and blonde hair and
terrible.
nice tits and
makes me
perfect
sick.
abs.
They
No,
look
it's
like Margot Robbie.
Makes
This place
me
is
fucking
gross.
sick to my stomach.
You know what? We're gonna go over there and save it. Let's go save it, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, and they don't get married, and they just want casual sex. It's a horrifying place. No, what I'm saying is they don't really have values and morals here, and you see that collapse. They are being replaced as well by Indians and Chinese. The country is getting dirtier. It's getting more expensive. It's not a better place to live. But like you mentioned, it's like that's what it is. It's not the mainstream media that we're up against. It's actually the lamestream media, right? It's the LSM. It's these people that are like, they say in a video, they're like, well, I know I'm about to get demonetized here on YouTube, but I agree with Aiden Ross. There are two genders, and you're going, you fucking twat, you like, dude. And people are like, and then they get demonetized, right? Like one video, they lose like a little bit of ad revenue, and they're like, it's the deep state. Buy my T-shirt, fighting back. There are only two genders. Fight back. It's basically you can make just as much money working in the mainstream media. You just found an alternate way to do it because you were either too ugly to work in Hollywood or you weren't talented or gay enough to work in the mainstream media. So you're just a little more maybe heterosexual, a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're not drunk. You're a little more heterosexual, and maybe you're just not as talented or as good looking. So again, yeah, rather than just getting money from, Viacom, you're getting money from this bullshit. And these people are just as retarded. They're just as groupie, just as cliquey. And for me, that's why it's not a vendetta because of who they are. It's because I realize that they're actually worse to me than the mainstream media because they're making people think that by watching them, they're going to save the country when they're not even slowing down the progressive state. And I want to give an example of this. I'm not trying to eat up your show.
No,
but this is what I was telling someone. I go, the reason why I fucking hate these retarded faggots is because when Trump was just with Engeron, or however you say that guy's name, fucking big nose guy, when he was on trial, Fannie Willis was giving her testimony. And what was right-wing, lamestream media talking about? Oh, she's got her dress on backwards. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. She's got her dress on. Look at that. She's got a zipper on the front. Oh, libs owned. They're never going to recover.
Yes.
Not only was that not true, and her dress wasn't on backwards, but then the next day the Democrats were like, by the way, we've actually captured the court system, and Donald Trump owes us 364 million US dollars, and actually cannot do business where he owns a skyscraper and a hotel and multiple properties. And also, this is only one of several convictions after he just got accused of eye raping a woman and owing her $5 to $10 million, and still is on more trials. And may not be able to run for the election. And they're like, well, we own the libs. Her dress was on backwards.
I hear you. But if I buy enough $20 Daily Wire chocolate, it'll fix things. I think if I buy enough $20 and their razors, and if I buy all of their products, here's the thing.
You don't want to buy a fucking $25 six-pack of beer that's
No.
like very low alcohol volume?
I don't understand
That's
any
back-ordered that you
of-
never even get it shipped. Yeah, I want to order a six-pack fucking 9 months in advance.
But Elijah, going by what you said, here's why we say you're right. But here's what you're saying. This is why they're just like Hollywood or the mainstream media because they all wanted to be that. A lot of these people, if you look back,
Ben Shapiro's Matilda's cousin.
Yeah. A lot of them want. No, it's true.
It is.
It's look it up. A lot of them wanted to be that. A lot of these people wanted to be actors. The Brett Coopers, they all wanted to be Hollywood. So what they did was they came in and they go, no, we're right-wing warriors. But at the end of the day, they're spending more money making shitty films than doing anything that really fucking matters. And their movies fucking suck. And here's the other reason why. When we said we don't want woke stuff in fucking movies, what we meant was we don't really want any political ideology. Just make cool movies, bro. I'm fine with that. But I don't want you fucking jamming down your neocon talking points either or Die Hard in a school. All of them, here's the thing. Whenever somebody says, oh, he's a conservative comic, I always go, oh, so he's not a funny comic.
Yeah.
Because that has a stink on it, doesn't it? It's like, oh, if you can't succeed being a comic, then just be a conservative comic. If you can't succeed on a pod, just be a conservative podcaster. If you can't succeed, just be a conservative movie guy. Because it's just this other way to grift when you can't do it because you voted for Reagan. You know what I mean?
But it pays because it's the fundamental of this is that's what I meant is that I kind of actually want to even take their side for a second and say fuck me and fuck you guys, fuck everyone who's trying to do something different because it literally doesn't pay off financially, right? You put in a lot of work and you just get sort of like deconstructed. You build a whole channel, then you get strikes, and then they hide your channel, so then you build on another platform and you start pushing there, and then they make you not be able to create your videos, and then you try to push to a paywall, but then everyone's complaining because they can get free content and hear about chocolate for free, and it's like, why would I want to hear about real stories and talk about it's really going on in the news? Because I can watch Lady Ballers for $9.99, and it's like I get movies over there, and it's like, all right, fine, it's a losing battle and whatever, I don't give a fuck. But I do think, ultimately speaking, it's like if people don't realize what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. We are not trying as people to just grift off of this whole Hollywoodization. And these people really are. This is why I tell you, the people who don't like me, like people who have always came out, with me have, higher body counts literally than Amy Schumer's BMI. These people are disgusting. They're fat. They're reprobates. Many of them have STDs. They're disgusting. And you're going, these are right wingers? Yes, because what they're mad about and what they've done is even when they attack me, they think they can push me out of the fight because they think that I'm in it again for Hollywood, which means my reputation matters. Dude, you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, make fun of me, talk shit, lie about me, slander about me. The reason why it's not going to stop me is because I'm not in this for any other reason. The fact that I don't like being replaced. That's my ultimate thing. I don't like seeing morality.
Very Charlottesville of you. I'm going to add that to your wiki bio. Very Charlottesville. I don't like to be. You will not replace me. I get it. We will not replace us. You will not replace. Don't give somebody a heart attack with a car and they go to jail forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Well,
that's what
400 years. Like 400 years for a car accident.
Yeah,
that's never happened before.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, but that's my point though. Is I'm saying like, look, why I'm in this doesn't matter. So they'll attack you with what would take them out of it. So like they care so much what people think about them. So they're like, well, I'm gonna attack what people are gonna think about this person. And then I just look at them and go, lol, fucking idiot.
Yeah, like,
and then
I'm
they'll be like,
everybody
well,
hates me already, so joke's on you.
Yeah, joke's on you. Joke's on you. No one hates me more than me, bud.
Yeah, guess what? Everyone hates me already, and guess what? I did it to myself. Nah.
Yeah, you ever looked in? I have to look in the mirror every morning, and there's no slander or lies that are gonna make me hate anybody more than myself.
Yeah.
So also, fuck you guys. And then even the tech companies, everyone's like, well, let's take away their money.
That's the
because
part
everyone's
I hate.
just in it for money.
That's the part that bugs me.
And then you're going, it's not going to work, motherfucker. It's not going to work. Because you know why? It's like, even if you made all the money in the world, they can freeze your bank account.
Yep.
And then you don't even have access to that money. And also your money isn't worth anything. If I was making, the amount of money I was making a few years ago was like 60% of what I make now. And I feel like I made double then what I make now. Money's worthless. It doesn't fucking mean anything now. Like you can make millions of dollars and that's the new 250, right? You make $1 million a year, that's the 250K.
Well, that's the
100K.
That's the reason. Did you notice the talking points change from the millionaires and billionaires to just billionaires now? Because being a millionaire is not what it used to be. You're not an evil person. You're just someone that's trying to live in New York City. You know what I mean? That's why the talking points changed, because it also gave leeway to Hollywood are all millionaires, so they're still fine. We have to allow them, but only billionaires are evil now.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a millionaire. It's like, ooh, someone has a condo in New York.
Yeah, that's basically what it's not what $1 million is not what it used to mean. No. And it's you're right. The money is and here's the thing. Even if you can find a place to live, even if you have the money, this and that, then they'll find an old tweet of yours and say, you know what, you're not allowed to. We're going to sue you for slander now. Look what they did, fucking Alex Jones. Look, when they want you not to be around, they will make it clear, and they will. Owen Schroyer, the warning shots they did with him and sticking him in fucking prison for that. It's because it's a carefully crafted system, and it's honestly a disgusting uniparty system. And the only way to make your own money is to make your own community, get your own fans. Find a way to get people that'll support you for doing what you're doing. If you get iced out, so fucking be it. Look, man, like I said, we'd be making a lot more money if we were nicer, but it's like, it's not about being nice. It's just not about, like, I don't want to sit here and be given fucking talking points or say I can't say this or that because of, I don't know who's going to be on next week. It's not worth it to sell your soul that way. But I do think that there is some hope. Just from Twitter, I use Twitter as an example, 3 or 4 years ago, a lot of these people that they used to be they're getting turned on. They're getting, it's starting, people are figuring it out. You've noticed that, right? Where in 2017, 2018, if you made Jew jokes on Twitter, you were fucking gone immediately. You were fucking gone. You couldn't say it. But now it's like a lot of people are like, no, why can't we talk about it? And I think in that way, people are starting to figure it out. You can
see the change by just looking at the replies of people now.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, all the top comments are pretty spicy. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems to work a little bit
because
better.
It turns out when you don't force censor people and you see what people really think, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. But that's the fucking point, isn't it? Is you should feel uncomfortable. Yeah. You shouldn't feel comfortable. you know, and
Well, the uncomfortable feeling is weird though, because that's what I was going to say. There is a difference between just going out and, you know, calling people spics or kikes and just going out and using like, you know, heated language or whatever. And I'm not even saying that should be censored at all. I'm just saying
old Mersh at the bowling alley. No, I'm kidding.
So that's not what I meant. What I mean
I
is
I once dated a Cuban, so I got that out with one person.
See, okay, but this is a joke I made on my show yesterday, which I got in trouble for, which is what gotten taken down too. Was I go, you know, I really love the gay community. I don't know why people hate them. I go, the only thing that they really go after are your children and your God. You know, just minor things that have, you know, very, very nuanced associations with your life. It's like they're just trying to sexualize and rape your kids and then, you know, get God out of every institution of life and make it illegal to you know, speak and believe about your Bible, which, of course, it's just your faith and your family. Like, can we chill out? But then I said, I'm starting to understand why people hate gay people, because I realize there's a lot of gay support for the Palestinian protests, which means that a lot of gay people are anti-Semites. You can have my kids, you can have my God, but the moment you come after Israel, that's where I motherfucking draw the line. So I realized maybe the gay hatred is justified only on the grounds that they've become anti-Semitic in the last 6 months. Before that, all they were, what do you mean? What's not to celebrate? They just wanted to fuck my son. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it's part of their culture.
Whoa, but enough about Jews. What about the gay people? Rumble is fun. Rumble is fun, though. I'll tell you that.
That was actually very good. That was quick.
That was good. Thanks. That was good. That's all. That's what I meant though about it. Is like it makes people uncomfortable because when you bring it up like that, and you say, "Look, nobody was mad at the narrative behind closed doors. Do what you want." Nobody was mad about that. The problem is that not only is the door open, but they've got candy, and they're trying to make it illegal to stop my son from entering into the room with them.
No. There's little Reese's Pieces leading to the bedroom, like E.T.
It's like your kid is attached to like a James Bond contraption where there's a buzzsaw going to cut his penis off, but you'll go to federal prison if you try to stop the machine.
You're not allowed.
10 years from now, we'll be hearing the conservative case for trying to make it illegal to rape kids without a condom on. Like, that's what it'll be. Like, you know, I'm a conservative, damn it. If you're going to rape a child, you should at least be using protection. You know, you should be wearing a condom. This is a child, after all. You can't just be raping them without a condom. And that's what
I know. I've heard Dave Rubin's takes.
That's how that's how insane these people are. Is they like it's the goalposts get moved every single month, it seems like. And now we're like having it's like the conservative case against your 6th booster. But these people were wearing masks. Yeah. These people were locked down. These people were not flying. These people were a part of the problem. And I don't want to call anyone out by name, but one of the biggest creators was talking about people who won't call out shit are a part of the problem. And a bunch of tweets resurfaced basically saying, hey, everyone who thought the election was rigged was a retard, and it was 100% fair and free, and he just lost. Trump lost because he wasn't good at it. And you're like, dude, you just a couple of years ago didn't see that they rigged the whole election. And again, we don't even know the complexity of it. We don't know. There's a lot of ways, right? Hunter Biden laptop, mail-in voting, ballot stuffing, illegals,
pizza boxes on voting precinct windows. I mean, I don't think it was people. When people say stole the election, people think there was like this. It's a lot of moving parts that in unison is what happened. It was social media censoring. It was like you said, pizza boxes, mail-in ballots, and that. And here's what's happening: people like that are people that are seeing the tide is shifting, and the only way to continue grifting is to move with the tide. Why do you think now Ben Shapiro finally visited the border? Why do you think these people why do you think Charlie Kirk is being more based about Israel? It's not because he had some big revelation, but he's seeing where the tide is turning. And they will change, Charlie Kirk went from yelling at groypers because they were like, why do you love Israel so much? And you're going to regret that, damn, you shouldn't be saying that, to now being like, do we give too much money to Israel? Was I fucking hoodwinked? And you're like, yeah, bro, but you were calling us anti-Semitic for saying it. And a lot of these people, I think, are just shifting. with the Sands, and being right is nice, but being right first always sucks.
Yeah, because you're basically wrong.
Yeah.
And the thing is by the time that everyone agrees with you, you're on to the next thing.
Yeah, I'm past
and
it.
You're still wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, the tide turners are the ones who get sucked out to sea, right? You're the one who found out, oh, there's a rip current. You don't want to be the guy that finds out there's a rip current. No. You want to be the one that's warned about it. You're like, oh, hey, someone got sucked out to sea in this place 2 years ago. There's really strong rip currents. But that's what it's like. It's like you're going out and you get shit on. And the craziest thing about that, like the most insane things, are you go out and you look, and like Nikki Haley, if she ran 4 years ago, would be considered really normal. And all of these people that literally have Nikki Haley's same political, platform and her same views are like, Nikki Haley's crazy for the country. And you're like, really? Because I went and saw a speech from you at CPAC 2022, and you said the exact same things. Just like months ago, buddy. You were on the exact same platform, and you said the same. She just doesn't sound as right because she's actually holding to her beliefs. At least she took the money and didn't capitulate. That's what I gotta say. I would be
That's a good point. That's a good point. She just
and they
took it. Yeah. She took the money. She took the fucking money. And you're right. And a lot of these people, refuse to accept reality, or they'll tell you exactly. A lot of Con Inc. people saying Nikki Haley's horrible, and like, not really. Like, you said you like Mitt Romney. What's the fucking difference? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? What's it? You were defending Dan Crenshaw yesterday. Don't tell me you hate Nikki Haley. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do both of those things, because nobody wants to be behind the time. And again, like you said, like all this other stuff that now people are coming around to. Mersh and I are like, yeah, I don't really care about that. That was like 2 years ago. I don't give a fuck. Like, apparently you guys didn't get exactly. It's like we were fighting against the first vaccine. Now all these brave warriors are fighting against the seventh one. Like, okay, like
we were covering Dan Schneider 7 years ago. Now the Discovery's coming out with a full doc, and everybody's in our DMs going, "Did you hear about the Dan Schneider?" I'm like, look, I don't even care anymore, man. Whatever.
No, the Dan Schneider stuff is fucking great, because when we were covering it, YouTube was giving us strikes because we were having former child actresses come on our show and tell us about their experiences with creepy producers and the shitty things that they made them do.
We got strikes.
We got strikes for that.
Now Discovery's going to make all the money.
And now Discovery's going to make this whole thing.
And freeze us out.
Yeah. So, again, and I don't even care anymore, because, look, at this point, it's like, Mersh and I go, look, I just want to be enough to we have a comfortable living and we're fine. I don't want to be fucking super famous. I don't want to be the biggest fucking person in the world, because honestly, I've not seen someone be able to do that without having to sell a part of their soul. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen someone reach that level without capitulating a bit. Because here's a perfect example. Like, I think Rogan, I don't agree with a lot of stuff Rogan says, but I do like Rogan in the fact that he gets people on his show, and that's kind of cool. But also, when he signed that Spotify deal, he deleted hundreds of episodes of Owen Benjamin, of Gavin McInnes, go down the list of people that he just deleted because he didn't want to be too controversial. So it's like,
that brilliant modern thinker, Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo. I fucking love Eddie Bravo. He's hilarious. But I mean, what do you do? You keep doing this. Look, right now we're at Rumble, and we've been pretty lucky in terms of being able to say what we want. And trust me when I say we have stress tested the censorship system very, very hard. We have 4,536 people watching right now. Please hit the like button. That would be super cool. Hit the like button.
Support. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Someone also said, oh, no, it's this hyperactive faggot. Again, oh, no. Yeah, it's me.
They might have been talking about any one of us. They could have been any one of us.
To be fair, when I was in your chat, there were people like, oh, great, this drunk faggot.
Yeah. But that's how it works.
It's part of the fun. But if you're new here, subscribe to this channel by following it. Also, check out my show, Slightly Offensive, because we are, it's again, slightly offensive, because they've taken down a bunch of stuff on YouTube. We're locked out of YouTube. Oof. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with it. But I think the stress test is this. Once you get past the bitterness, once you get past the anger, once you get past the frustration, you go through phases, right? It's like a man period where, you go between just being pissed off and wanting to fucking kill somebody and then being a chill. Yeah. Like, that's basically all man period is you just, I have two emotions. I'm going to fucking blow my head off, or I'm just relaxed and what's your problem, right? That's just two of my moods. But when you go down and you realize that you're just going to sometimes want to blow your head off and blow other people's heads off, but you don't do it, because you realize the chill moments, the relaxation, the fun, it always returns, right? And you can always work through your shit. You can always get through whatever it is. If it's external, internal, someone dies in your family, you get censored, you get fired, you get a breakup, you'll get through that shit. Once you learn that balance, then it's just realizing now, hey, fuck, we're here for the long haul. We're here for the ride. And we got to figure out what to do because, there are people that have been kicked out of hundreds of countries. Eventually, countries figured out what to do with people that are subverting their culture. They figured out what to do with it. And
like some sort of like solution with like finality to it,
Like a final solution. No, but we're not the first country, we're not the first people to have this problem of having degenerate subversion. And again, I would say, that we're in a fucked up position when the degenerates are just mad because you have degenerate subverters trying to force people. And this is why it's not about being holier than thou. And I think people even get mad at the, trad cons who try to be too holy and push their morality on people, which is not bad, but it's like, these people have taken it too far when the most degenerate, fucked up people are going, look, I'm degenerate and fucked up. And I know that it comes with a lot of downsides. And maybe I'm here because of I can't go backwards. Maybe I'd like to be innocent again. Maybe I'd like to go back and be a different person if I could redo it all. But I can tell you one thing for sure. At the end of all the degeneracy, at the end of everything I've done, said, and experimented with and tried, I don't wish this on anybody. And I sure as hell am not going to start promoting it because this shit is kind of fucked up living like this. And I'm glad I found my tribe, and I'm glad there's other people I can relate to. But the last thing we want to do is like pass this on. It's like being a part of a breast cancer survivor foundation and being happy that you got there. Your tits are gone. They're hanging pieces of skin. You're barely hanging on for your life and being like, you know what? Let's give every young girl breast cancer so they can experience this community as well. No, fuck no. Your goal is so people don't fucking get cancer, not so they can experience the same community you found. And that's kind of where I think it's they've crossed the line, is when the degenerates have come together, the fucking content creators, who are the worst fuckers in the whole world, are going, hey,
tone it down. No, you're right. You're right. When you see people that used to do fucking horrendous things go, hey man, Look,
man, I'm gross too.
Well, look, we're disgusting, but we need to tone it down. Bro, it's like Boozy said. It's like Boozy's a great example. Like Boozy, the rapper, when he was like, he's done some fucked up shit. He's fucking shot people. He's like, man, but you got to stop fucking with kids, man. You can't be fucking with kids, man.
You got to keep them faggots away from your kid, man. You got to keep
fags away from your Dwayne Wade, what you do to your son? And, like, that's what's happening. And it's hilarious to watch because people are like, hey, man, you look at stuff now, like people like Marilyn Manson would be like, hey, do we think maybe we're going too far? Maybe we're getting a little too weird. Because even when I put boobs in, I was like still a dude. Like I was still a guy. Like, so like, what are you guys doing?
In the computer or just on your calculator?
Upside down. I put I do that.
I have one follow-up question because you were mentioning that when you have like, those moments of like rage, and then you said there was two things. Rage, where you're going to murder everybody with a gun and yourself. I will just write down, what was the second one again? I'm going to Google the second one later.
He only does the rage
Something
part.
about mellow, cool.
He doesn't chill.
Oh,
yeah. I want to look at that.
You learn to chill and relax, because then you realize that there are people that are going to have to die. Just kidding.
I get drunk.
It's Rumble. You can say whatever you want. Nobody cares.
I get drunk and wave my gun around occasionally. You're saying I should try box breathing or something, right?
Yeah, maybe meditate. Meditate.
I was gonna say you have to just. I know you just sometimes have to just like chill out and remember. I mean that, like, not getting caught up, because I think that's when people submit to the faggotry and they actually join the gay media complex, is because they go, I'm never going to change this. I think a lot of them get into it for right reasons. They start out trying to fight the mainstream media, and then they realize if you actually want to fight the mainstream media, there's a subset called the lamestream media. And if you fight that, you might be poor. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a good reputation. They might just try to destroy you, and they have power because they're run by the same people. So then you just join them rather than fight them. It's like joining the dark side, except you don't get a cool lightsaber. You just get a dick up your ass. So it's not exactly as fun as Star Wars, right? It's a fucking real life. But at the same time, with this reaction, I think I've come to a point where you do find peace even in the mayhem. So you start directing your anger. And I mean this genuinely, because I think a lot of men specifically get in this point where the fight is tough, right? You're working harder and harder right now. And even if you're getting that raise, which most are not, even if you're, increasing those side hustles, which most are not, even if you have that small percentage chance of accomplishing that, your money's still worth less than it was when you were making half of what you did 5 years ago. So there's this defeatist feeling of like, no matter how much money I make, it's not enough for my family. No matter how much I look for a wife, you never can find a virgin. You're looking for a girl. You're like, if she has less than 10 bodies, you're like, this is great. Like, wow, she's a 2024 virgin, right? So you can't even find a pure woman, and it feels really defeating. I think when you start to realize that you stop focusing on the symptoms and you start realizing, well, who's causing this? And you direct your anger. A lot of what our success is going to come as men is not cucking out and not being angry. It's not becoming a bitch and then just letting people step on you. It's learning how to take that anger off of yourself and not being a victim, but directing that energy. You want to be a directed energy weapon. You want to start your own Maui fire, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
So you're saying I shouldn't key my neighbor's car because he put his Christmas lights up?
No,
long?
you have to do what they do. You have to be subversive and kill their god. That's what you do. So you do that. You secret. What you do is you kill their god and you blame it on Italians.
My neighbor's a Mexican. What do they worship?
Like what do they worship?
Like little midget god.
Clamato, and they crawl. The Mexicans crawl on their hands and knees to the candles. The candles. I'm pretty sure, dude. We're over time. Elijah, thank you for being on. That was fucking awesome.
I've been posting the link in the chat. Slightly
plug
offensive
it. Plug,
on Rumble.
plug your shit. Plug your shit on Rumble.
Elijah Schaffer on Twitter.
Where can they find you?
Yeah, dude, thank you guys so much for having me on.
Of course.
I really enjoyed this. I'll come by in person when I'm in Florida in summer. I'm really happy to be back in the United States. We'll do some content together. Please follow me, Slightly Offensive, spelled normally, slightly in the word offensive. If you guys can follow, it is really important. The show's not as good as this one, but we do talk about the news. We do talk about what's going on. And we have a lot of really good guests that come on a regular basis, including these two faggots here, which have been on before. If you want to watch the episode with us, it's called The Secret Jew Tunnels of New York. It's not on YouTube, but it is still on Rumble. And it is hilarious, and it is so funny. See why they took it down. Type in Secret Jew Tunnels of New York. Find out why these motherfuckers might have not just gotten their YouTube down, but mine too, and I'll see you there.
Amen. Thank you so much for being on. When are you going on again? When's your next show?
Next show's tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Amen. Thank you so much for being on, dude.